This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. With our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Western Conference battles, always fun. This time, it's the San Antonio Spurs intent on protecting home court. And the Spurs start out with the ball. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. Beverly and Harden man the backcourt, and it's Ariza in at the small forward. Now here's Green. Kicks it to Leonard. 6 to shoot. Back to Green. Can't hit, so Houston will take it the other way.
You know, there's always a little hesitation with newly formed star-loaded teams, and you wondered if the Rockets would click early last year. They did, and ended up with the 4 seed out west.
Here's San Antonio. Duncan outside. Over to the left wing. Parker left side. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Ariza with the rebound.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
And Beverly kicks to Jones. It's stolen by Duncan. Green left side. Puts it up from 12. Duncan can't hit. San Antonio on defense. Harden the pass to Beverly. Howard kicks to Harden. From outside, off the mark. The Spurs have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Parker outside. He kicks to Duncan. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Now here's Beverly, covered by Parker. Howard with a screen on Parker. Ariza, right side. Ariza, right side. The baseline J. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Ariza's got his first points of the game. Spurs have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Duncan with the screen for Parker. Green against Jones. Parker with no one around and unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game.
What a great play to sacrifice his body and take the hit.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent awareness and anticipation to beat him to the spot there.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Parker outside. Feeds to Duncan. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Houston in the lead. Harden dishes to Jones. Pass to Harden. Leonard against Ariza. 6 on the shot clock. For 3. It's hauled in by Duncan. San Antonio with the ball. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
A short time ago, I had a chance to catch up with Greg Popovich. He absolutely loves this matchup and thinks this is one of those games that is going to be an offensive display, saying we have a lot of talent on offense. And in a matchup like this, I think you could see several players putting up big numbers. How many is something we'll have to find out shortly, guys.
Thanks for filling us in, Doris, and not too surprising that their offensive approach will be a major focus.
Yeah, that's what I would expect, Kevin. I mean, this is a team that really hangs its hat on its offensive execution.
But, guys, that can't be the sole focus. They can't forget to defend.
Fade away. Howard can't hit.
Well, the Spurs defense really took off a couple years ago when they decided to pair Thiago Splitter and Tim Duncan in the starting lineup. All that length defensively has made it much more difficult for teams to score inside against San Antonio.
Now here's Ariza. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Now here's Beverly. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Back to Ariza. The shot. Releases from the wing and drills it. And Thiago Splitter at 6'11", Clark, better against post-ups than he is moving his feet against pick and roll.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't possess the lateral quickness required to be effective away from the goal, but inside, because of his strength and his feet are decent, that he does a better job defensively in the paint.
And that one's good. Parker.
That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together, one setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Harden against Green. Shot on the wing. Another miss by Howard. The Spurs have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Parker passes to Duncan. Back to Parker. Outside Leonard. Splitter inside. He's guarded by Howard. Splitter, that's good. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And Beverly kicks to Howard. Pass to Harden. Puts it up from 12. Good as the jump shot falls.
He can finish in the post. That's one thing we know about him.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, James Harden is a pure scorer, but for him to get this Rockets team where they hope to go, I think he has to lead in more ways than just offensively. Really needs to set the example with his defense, his effort, and his unselfishness as well.
Here's Parker. Pass to Green. Back to Parker. Another one falls for San Antonio.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Rockets have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Now here's Howard. Defense right on him. Harden dishes to Jones. Green against Harden. Just 5 on the clock. Jones with the screen on Green. From deep. Harden missing again.
Good solid defense on the perimeter there, challenging the shot and not fouling.
Even the best shooters can be bothered by his defense.
Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And Beverly kicks to Ariza. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Ariza's got the game tied up here for the Rockets. The Spurs have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. And count it, 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And how did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I liked the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
Boris Diaz checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And a switch here also for Houston. Jeff Adrian's checked in for Terrence Jones. That one misses for Splitter.
Well, for Tim Duncan and the Spurs, an incredible legacy of dominance. In his 17 years in the league, the Spurs have never won less than 61% of their games, not to mention, of course, 5 finals appearances and 4 NBA championships.
And the Spurs have done an amazing job, Clark, over the years surrounding Duncan with the right kind of talent.
And Tim Duncan has done a great job leading and making adjustments in his own game. They're a team with great scouting and development of their players. You talk to players who've been there. That's one of the things they rave about, Kevin, is they get the attention for their individual development. And all of their players were not lottery picks. Most of them were mid, late first-round picks, some second-round guys, and it's just another example of doing it the right way at the highest level. Greg Popovich with 15 straight 50-win seasons as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. What a remarkable streak of success. And I don't really think folks understand what that level of consistency embodies. He's widely regarded as the best head coach in the NBA, and for good reason. He's the full package as a head coach.
Here is Harden, following the score by Tony Parker. Ginobili with the steal. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. That's good. And now a 5-point Spurs lead.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Popovich in the top 5 in coaching win percentage all time.
And he's likely to remain in that lofty company. Kevin, he said he plans to follow Tim Duncan into retirement. Not a bad plan. They pretty much came in together, so might as well go out together.
Spurs leading by 3. He dishes it to Ginobili. Back to Parker. Double team on Parker. 6 on the shot clock. Leonard with no one around. Knocks down the 3-ball. Leonard's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And there's the pass to Harden. Rebounded by the Spurs. Parker with it. 8 points for him. Splitter passes to Parker. Double team on Parker. Here's Diaw, and it's San Antonio with another.
Very positive opening quarter for them. The shots have been falling.
You know, the shooting percentage would be nice if it stayed right there, but that's going to be tough to do.
Here's Canaan. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Back to Harden. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now here's Parker. There's the dish to Ginobili. Back to Parker. Takes the 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Howard's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Ariza has the open look and misses it off the right side of the rim.
And a missed opportunity right there.
Definitely, I think he should have converted that one.
Here's Diaw. The 3-pointer, no good. Rockets trail by 6. 1:33 left in the first quarter of the game. Cannon dishes to Adrian. He feeds it to Harden. Ginobili with the steal. And Diaw kicks to Ginobili, and he banks in the layup. And the Spurs lead by 8. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Spurs?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
The Rockets, of course, at the forefront or vanguard as far as advanced analytics go. Some in the NBA have scoffed, but hey, they're doing something right.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Tony Parker. And a change for the Rockets. Daniels, he's checked in for James Harden. Here's Canaan. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Daniels kicks to Howard. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. And as you guys know, the Rockets at the forefront technology-wise, too. You see coaches with electronic tablets.
Well, they installed flat-screen monitors in the locker room, highlighting stats and videos for players. So, you know, they're trying to close the loop and create that line of communication between the numbers crunchers and the players themselves.
Dwight Howard joining a great lineage, Steve, of Houston Rocket big men over the years, from the great Elvin Hayes to Moses Malone, Hakeem Olajuwon. to Yao Ming. I mean, what a litany of wonderful players in the history of that franchise.
Yeah, there was that great photo at the press conference a couple years back when Dwight signed with Houston. The photo included a lot of those former Rocket big men, and I think it's a good fit. He seems to be very comfortable in Houston, and he's part of what is a really good young club.
And the Rockets hiring Hakeem Olajuwon to work with Dwight on his moves. Between the Dream and Kevin McHale, that's a wealth of post-scoring expertise for Howard to draw upon. But again, those two guys did it at a Hall of Fame level. Dwight has that potential, but will he put in the work necessary to grow into that type of low-post scorer?
The Rockets making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. So he picks up just one from the line that time.
And Kevin McHale has worked with Dwight on trying to stay low and exploit his quickness advantage, beat his defender to the spot, and then power through for the finish.
Now here's Johnson. Now the feed to Adrian. In low to Howard. It's intercepted. Ginobili outside. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
San Antonio making a switch here. The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 at the line here.
Shooting one.
That free throw good from Ginobili. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the first. Cannon, the pass to Daniels. 1 second left, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
And that does it for the first quarter. Spurs lead by 7. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, Clark and Steve. What have they been doing or not doing?
And the key is you look at the steal totals for this team. They have really put good pressure on the offense.
Well, you know what? Pressure can lead to pilfers, and pilfers can lead to points. So we've got the 3 P's: pressure, pilfers, points. Get it done.
Rockets trail by 7. This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Jeff Adrian is out there with Johnson. Then there's Terrence Jones. Then it's Patrick Beverly. And it's Daniels in at the 2-guard spot. On the wing, Daniels. Bellinelli is covering. Shot clock at 5. His first shot coming late. Here's Jones. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team. Terrence Jones was part of the 2012 championship team at Kentucky with Anthony Davis, and in year 2 with the Rockets, stepping into the starting role at power forward.
And Jones able to play on the perimeter a bit to create space for Dwight Howard inside. A former point guard in his younger days. He's a good ball handler, but his passing and shooting still a work in progress.
Shot's good by Mills.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Rockets trail by 7. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, gentlemen, Tim Duncan's such a huge part of this Spurs team on and off the court. As Coach Pop put it, he's a consummate pro. He takes great pride in fulfilling his responsibility to his teammates. He feels it very strongly. He sets the tone for the whole team. He's done it from the beginning, and people fall in line. Kevin, what a luxury.
A great player and great leader. Thanks, Doris. And Terrence Jones listed at 6'9" with a 7'2" arm span. Those numbers tell you he plays bigger.
He really does. He's strong on both backboards. He brings some shot blocking presence, and he's still really young and starting to put it all together. But I love his potential, and I like the progress he's shown to this point.
And so here is Houston after the basket by San Antonio. No good. Duncan with some nice D. San Antonio leading by 6. And Mills kicks to Bellinelli. Dishes it to Diao. Feeds it to Duncan. Tries from 10. It's good. The assist that time from Diao. And it's 6 points for Tim Duncan.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
Johnson outside. They set the screen. Here's Daniels. No good from outside. For San Antonio, they've gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Mills dishes to Bellinelli. Stolen by Beverly. Daniels kicks to Beverly. There's the 3, and the shot is good.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. I mean, they have to get a hand in his face.
The Spurs shooting impressively throughout at 62%. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Duncan, a screen. Kicks to Mills. Shot clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, for Tim Duncan with age, the Spurs have looked to reduce his minutes load during the regular season. But when he's on the court, he remains as efficient as ever.
And Duncan last season averaging close to a double-double in less than 30 minutes a game, as dominant on the glass as ever, Tim Duncan.
And you take a look at Tim Duncan's rebounding, Steve, moving into the top 5 in career double-doubles.
Yeah, he just passed Karl Malone and the great Bill Russell, so Duncan just continues this late career renaissance. His play has just been spectacular the last few years.
Green, he's checked in for the Spurs. And so Duncan hits them both.
You know, I get the feeling that Tim Duncan would make a mean poker player. With his reluctance to display emotion on the court, it's pretty clear when he's on the court, the big fundamental is all business.
And Harden wide open, he shoots. The three-pointer no good. Spurs leading by 7. Green, the pass to Ginobili. Out to the wing. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. That falls, nice feed that time from Manu Ginobili. Mills has got 5 points so far.
And you talk about Duncan's reserved demeanor, snubbed from the All-Star game last season, but you never hear him complain. That's just not how he does things.
And Daniels up top, guarded by Green. 3-pointer. There's the bucket, good. Daniels has got his second bucket of the night.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Yeah, shoddy defense there. Far too slow to react on the closeouts.
Green, the screen. And Ginobili wide open, he shoots. And again, it's the Spurs from deep. And for Duncan, as respected Clark as he is, you wonder if he's gotten the recognition that he truly deserves.
Well, it's like a lot of things, Kevin. Sometimes you don't truly appreciate it until it's gone. But he's one of the 10 best players of all time in my book. Consistency, high-level performance, championships, every measure you use to evaluate him makes him one of the 10 best to play.
And here's Beverly. Manu Ginobili getting his 3 to go. Off the mark from 16 feet out. And here's Mills. He's got 5. Screen by Duncan. Here's Mills, defended by Beverly. That pushes it to double digits. And now it's an 11-point San Antonio lead.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Patty Mills last season had his best season ever. Really remade his body in the offseason, adding muscle, cutting down on his body fat. Already one of the quickest players in the league. He got even quicker.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Ginobili, and Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills. And a switch here also for Houston. Ariza's checked in. San Antonio on defense. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Now here's Beverly, covered by Parker. From deep, Harden, shot clock at 5, and that one's good. Harden's got 5 points so far. And Mills getting quality minutes at the backup point guard position.
Yeah, and for a player who spent time in the D-League, playing in China and his native Australia, it seems he's really solidified his place as an NBA player, Kevin, in part because he refocused on conditioning his body and really developed as an outside shooter, too.
Well, I think that the Rockets need to change their strategy against Duncan.
He's got 8 points and 1 steal. Well, what can you say about the Spurs at home? I mean, they've been dominant here for so long, it's a shock whenever they lose at home.
The free throw drops for Duncan. The Spurs were dominant at home once again, as you mentioned, guys. 32 wins for them, Steve, and they shot great, absolutely great in this building.
Well, you don't win 50 games for 15 straight years, Kevin, without being dominant at home, and that's what the Spurs have done. So they just get the job done. I mean, they're tough to beat here in San Antonio, and obviously a wonderful shooting ball club.
Well, the Rockets, wouldn't you say, are really to be commended, Clark, for rebuilding this team without tearing it down to the studs, or tanking, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I mean, they've improved dramatically with Harden and Howard, but this is a team that's held the winning record in the West now for 8 straight seasons. That's pretty impressive.
It is. Now here's Parker. He's got 8. Diaw, the screen. Here's Green, and Jones pulls it down. Jones has got his 4th rebound in this one. Harden dishes to Beverly. Jones with the screen on Leonard. And here's Harden for 3. Harden missing again.
And the Rockets showed great patience and planning over time, freeing up cap space, acquiring young assets. That enabled them to trade for James Harden and, of course, attract Dwight Howard in free agency, too.
Now here's Leonard. Back to Green. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. And the Spurs lead by 12.
You know, typically he's just a role player, but when he does score, it allows the offense to be more balanced.
Parker outside. He kicks it to Duncan. Leonard against Ariza. Pass to Adrian. He dishes it to Beverly. Passes to Ariza. The 19-footer is on the money. Ariza's got 8 points.
And this Rockets team, for all of its success, is still young, still developing that chemistry, but make no mistake, they've elevated themselves from playoff contender to potential title contender. I think exciting times are certainly in store in Houston.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
And he makes the first.
Boris Diaw was more aggressive looking for his offense last season, and he's got a lot of it. I thought he shot the ball extremely well. Excellent percentages, both from the field, 2-point range, and long range.
The Spurs making a switch here. Splitter's checked in. Howard's checked in for the Rockets. Isaiah Cannon comes in for Patrick Beverly. And Diaw drops them both. And DL last season averaging around 9 points a game. That represented a major uptick in his scoring.
Yeah, and it's really not about his scoring either, as you know, Kevin. I mean, he's a guy who can beat you in a lot of different ways. Terrific passer, perfect in that San Antonio offense because of his ability to see the floor and pick the defense apart.
Here's Harden. Here's Jones. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Jones has got 7 points.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
Parker kicks to Green. Back to Parker. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Rockets trail by 10. Here's Kanan. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Cannon's got his first 2 points.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Now here's Parker. He's got 8. Pass to Switter. Fires from 18. And Jones pulls it down. Jones has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Harden the pass to Kanan. Back to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. Trying to find Jones. He gets it to him. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
The Rockets shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
Well, last season they only hit 71% of their free throws, so this is a continuing problem, guys.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys. Well, the Spurs clearly an influential organization in the NBA. So many individuals who've worked in San Antonio, whether it be as players, assistant coaches, or in the front office, have gone on to leadership roles on other NBA teams. I think that speaks volumes to what that group has been able to do in winning at a high level.
And you look at all the head coaches and front office executives who have come out of the Spurs organization. They are sprinkled guys throughout the NBA. And, Steve, almost half the teams in the league have some kind of fingerprint from the Spurs.
Well, it's a copycat league, and, the Spurs winning culture, all the cross-pollinating that goes on in the NBA and the relationships. And I think in the end, the result is good for the league. You want as many well-run franchises as possible.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
Giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Well, you talk about the elite point guards in the NBA. A lot of times Tony Parker's name gets overlooked. Something about playing in San Antonio seems to keep you off the radar, but make no mistake, Parker is a true star and, most importantly, a proven winner.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for the Spurs. Here's Kanan. He's covered by Leonard. Cannon dishes to Harden. There's the pick. The pass to Kanan. Ariza outside. Clock at 6. From 10 feet out, and that's good for 2. Ariza's got 4 this quarter. And Parker Clark, a 6-time All-Star, 3-time NBA champion, heavily decorated player.
Yeah, he really is, and he's shooting to become the Spurs' first 20-year guy. Now, how crazy would that be? He came to the Spurs at 19, so he's got an outside chance at it. Sure. He said his body feels great, and the way Pop manages minutes for his guys, he thinks he can play at a high level for a long time. That'll be fun to watch to see if it happens that way.
Good story, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. He said their plan was run their offense through James Harden. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And so it's Houston with it, following the three-pointer by Tony Parker. Jones sets the pick for Harden. Rebounded by the Spurs. Diaw's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Cannon, and there's the rejection. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Leonard kicks to Parker. The dish to Bellinelli. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 5 assists in the game. Here's Cannon. He feeds it to Harden. Here's Cannon, covered by Parker. Cannon can't hit.
And they force the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
And so that brings the first half to a close. It's the Spurs. They lead by 13. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Pop, a solid halftime lead here. How were you able to keep their offensive firepower in check so well in that second quarter?
I thought they missed a couple of shots. They missed some easy shots. So they helped us a great deal. So we were pretty fortunate that quarter.
Pop, thanks for the time. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.